Welcome back to another episode of 7 Pounds Go to the Movies. This is another Throwback Thursday review, and today I'm going to be reviewing Full Metal Jacket. And just a fair warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. A pragmatic U.S. Marine observes the dehumanization effects of the Vietnam War on his fellow recruits from their brutal boot camp training to the bloody street fighting in Hue. So let's begin with my first pro. The way Stanley Kubrick uses the camera in the first and the second half of the film. During the boot camp, we see the camera mostly retreat from the drill instructor in most scenes with him in the frame. This is to show that he is the one that we should be listening to, just like the privates. But at the same time, we see the surroundings and we see how everything is arranged neatly, but not for the drill instructor, but for the camera to show balance on both sides of the scene. During the second half in Vietnam, we see the camera act more like a soldier, following the squad during battles. We see the camera also move with the soldiers while hiding from the sniper. But once they enter the building, we see the camera act like the sniper, watching the soldiers from afar, from windows, broken walls, or around the corners. All these shots are subtle, but really make you feel like you are with the soldiers and are sneaking around. Yes, there are transitions that I can point out, such as right after boot camp into the Vietnam scene where Joker is seen talking to the prostitute. This shot is to establish that they ended the boot camp scene and are now elsewhere. Here we see it's an open shot. We see things happening and the streets are kind of busy, while at the boot camp it is a focus shot with one activity and the soldiers are just standing or doing nothing, and in the center of the shot we only see the main actors, either drill instructor or the soldiers. Next point is what the movie is trying to show. I believe the movie is split into two parts, or movies you can say, one being the boot camp and the second being the Vietnam War. And the first one is focused on the drill instructor, Joker, and Pyle. And the second part in Vietnam is focused on Joker, Raptor Man, Cowboy, and Animal Mother. During the boot camp, we see how each private is presented to us as they're getting their head shaved. This is setting the field for them to be the same and no individuality or sense of humanity in them. So they're all the same haircut, same clothing, and everybody is in the same position. From here, we see the drill instructor break them by giving them names and not using their real names. So for us, we don't identify with their humanity parts, we just identify with the drill instructor's name or their persona. So here we see him breaking them down and rebuilding them as he sees them fit, or as he calls them, a killing machine that is meant for war. Pyle is the one that seems to be in the wrong place since he cannot do anything right. Joker is the one that follows rules but still keeps a little bit of humanity inside him to keep him grounded. We see that Pyle gets broken and finally reborn as a killing machine that the drill instructor wants, but still with a duality from the drill instructor and Joker, since they are both his teachers and both have different points of view. Pyle is a killing machine with no boundaries, so at the end he does what the drill instructor taught him to do, which is kill with no remorse or hesitation. But then the Joker side of him makes him feel bad and takes his own life. Now in Vietnam, we follow Joker and Raptor Man wanting to see some action, but they're always left behind. This makes them want to seek it out even more, and they want to see the fight. So they are sent in and they meet up with Cowboy and Animal Mother. Here we see what Pyle would have become if Joker had not trained him or shown compassion and kindness to him during boot camp. Animal Mother is everything that the drill instructor wanted Pyle to become, but yet still follows his commands. Joker is still dealing with his duality, which he even hints at when he is questioned why he uses a peace sign and his helmet says born to kill. He says it's to show the duality of man, but it is meant to show his true self. Cowboy, on the other hand, went through the same training as Joker, but he is not a leader. He is still a soldier who is programmed to follow rules and instructions. So when he is put in the situation to decide to attack or retreat, his self-preservation and logic kicks in and decides to retreat while leaving his men behind. But then he finds himself with resistance from Animal Mother and the rest of the squad. While Raptor Man at first can't stand even a helicopter ride or less seeing women and children being gunned down, but at the end when Joker is caught by the sniper, it's him who comes in and shoots down the sniper. This is where Joker loses his humanity. During the helicopter ride, he questions the gunner how can he kill women and children, which the gunner answers while laughing. So at the end, Joker finds himself in the same situation when Animal says to leave the sniper for the rats, but Joker says they can't do that, they can't leave her there. The sniper then begs Joker to shoot her, and so Joker does shoot her, hardcore, which then he finds himself with everybody around him saying it's hardcore. Joker has now lost his humanity. Next would be the choice of the soundtrack, from the boot camp part to the Vietnam and to the end when they are singing the Mickey Mouse March song. These choices makes the film show different perspectives of what we truly are watching on the screen. The scenes are intense, but then the songs are lighthearted or even upbeat, which you can tell that is two separate parts. Now onto my con. There is some scenes that seem to lack continuity, but just like most of Kubrick's films, it might be done on purpose, and it is done to show that you are not really paying attention to the film or grasping what he's trying to show or put forward. But mistakes are mistakes, so that is why they're in the cons of the film. You can see different mistakes that he did by either placing a product that was not available yet during those years, or cars that were not supposed to be there, to some gestures that people do. So my final grade for this movie is going to be a solid 9 out of 10. I would say this movie is great, not because it's a war movie, but it shows people losing their humanity. But even if the topic was changed from war to another point, I believe the message will still come through, and that is why this movie is one of my favorites. So that does it for this review of Full Metal Jacket. Please join us next time when we're going to review The Crucible.
I did dance with the devil! I saw him! I wrote in his book! I saw Sarah Good with the devil! I saw Goody Osborne with the devil! I saw Bridget Bishop with the devil! I saw Goody Howe with the devil!
Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find our social media links below, and like always, keep watching movies.